I'm Nora Bennett, sitting at my chipped kitchen table, my fingers brushing the edge of a cold coffee mug. 10 years of memories with James flood my mind. Back when we were scrappy dreamers. In a cramped department, eating ramen and plotting his future. He was a broke coder then, full of ideas but no cash. I stayed up late typing his pitches, scouring for investors, dipping into my receptionist paycheck to keep us afloat. When I make it, Nora, he'll give you everything HD promised, his hazel eyes bright with conviction. I believed him, pouring my heart into his vision. Our love felt invincible for hopeful hours. But success changed him. His software company soared, and with it he drifted. Late night talks turned to curt grunts. His warm hugs became fleeting paths. I'd lie awake alone, telling myself it was the pressure of his empire. Deep down, though, I knew he'd outgrown me. His new life sparkled with designer suits I didn't pick, cologne I didn't recognize, and galas I wasn't invited to. It's just clients, HTT say. Waving off my questions, I clung to hope, ignoring the signs because that's who I was. Loyal, even when it hurt. One night he stumbled in past midnight, Tylu's phone glued to his hand. ID waited our dinner, a roasted slopped over, now congealed on the table. You're late, I said, voice soft, pleading for Sammy Thangan a thing show he cared. He didn't look up, tossing his jacket aside. Pouring whiskey, work ran late. He mumbled no, sorry. No glance at the meal. I watched his thumbs dance across his screen, my chest tightening. Who are you texting? I whispered. He sighed sharp. Nora, don't stop. His dismissal cut deep. I miss you, I said, voice cracking. For a second I thought I saw a flicker. Agret, maybe, but he turned away. I'm tired, he said, and left me staring at shadows. Doubt not at me until I couldn't take it. One night while he showered, his phone buzzed. My hands shook as I grabbed it. Anama Lydia flashed with words that gutted me. Last night was amazing, can't wait for more. My world tilted, tears blurring the screen. When he stepped out, toweled around his waist, I held it up. Who's she, James? My voice broke, but I stood firm. He didn't flinch, just sighed like I was a chore. Don't overreact, Nora. She's a colleague. Stunned text, I snapped, shaking. He shrugged, pouring a drink. Do you even love me? I whispered. His eyes met mine. Cold. Love's not enough anymore. Then he walked out, leaving me shattered. I tried to fix us. I wore the blue dress he once loved, cooked his favorite steak, lit candles. He didn't come home. Morning brought him, polished, unapologetic. Where were you? I asked, voice raw with Lydia. He said flat. My knees buckled. 10 years, James. You're throwing it away. He rubbed his forehead. I've changed, Nora. This isn't working. I'm filing for divorce. The word hit like a brick. You don't love me, I choked. Not anymore, he said, and left eye sank to the floor. Sobs tearing through me as my life unraveled. The divorce was a slaughter. In court, his lawyer painted me as a leech. Mr. Carter built this alone, he sneered. Mrs. Carter contributed nothing. I gripped my chair, reeling given everything James said. Stone-faced as they stripped. No house, no saving, just my clothes and a pittance. Outside, Lydia smirked, arm looped through his tough break. She purred. Not everyone wins. James didn't look at me. It's over, he said, cold. You'll regret this, I whispered, walking away, broken but defiant. My new reality was a dingy studio, peeling walls, a mattress on the floor. I paid the cabbie my last dollars, sank onto that bed, and stared at the ceiling. No food but crackers. No friend's deed faded with my status. A bank call warned of eviction in days. I cried until I ached alone. But morning sparked something. Fight. I pounded the pavement, begging for jobs. Stores, anything. Doors slammed shut. My resume was thin from years propping up James on a park bench. Defeated, I heard Nora, my old rival. Claire loomed, pity dripping. What happened? She offered cash. I refused, teeth gritted. Ill-managed then, Ellen. My college lifeline called. Why didn't you tell me? She demanded. At her calf, she shoved coffee at me. You're staying with me, no arguments. Tears fell at her kindness. She handed me job listing. Slowly but mine, I took a waitress gig at a Greasy Spoon. The owner, Ruth, scowled. Experience, no, I said, but I'll learn. She grunted, start tomorrow. My feet bled, arms burned. But I didn't quit, tips piled up. I rented a tiny place holding that key. I felt it, pride. James hadn't crushed me, he thrived. Headlines, Lydia Wealth. But she nagged, restless, and he felt the void it once filled. Seeing my name on a new cafe co-opened, he faltered, ID risen, he hadn't won.